Guys, why you should. I want to talk about something pretty interesting that happened lately, and I talked about it in previous videos and all kinds of videos. But I promise that this is going to be the last time that I actually talk about Ori and the Blind Forest, most probably. So, just in case you're not you're not into the loop of what's going on, I helped a little bit with Ori and the Blind Forest before it was released. I helped the devs a little bit doing playtesting and QA and giving my thoughts about all kinds of things and systems in the game. And as a result of that, they apparently liked what I did. I had a ton of fun helping them out and talking to them. They're really great guys, really great people working on the game. And I'm in the credits. Yay! I'm in the special thanks section. Yay! It actually feels pretty good to be in the credits for something, even though I helped for a couple of months and have been working on it for 4 years, which is not a long amount of time. But in any case, yeah, so that happened. And once the game came out, and I knew this and I told them that they should really think about and cater to the speedrunning community, which I really like the speedrunning community. I've never really speedrun games because I don't have the time or the mental capacity to replay a game a bajillion times over very close to one another. I mean, I've played Baldur's Gate a bajillion times, probably know that by now, but there was always a time between them. There was always, played it and then didn't play it for 6 months and then played it again. So playing it over and 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 over again is not something I'm capable of doing. Speedrunners are, however, I have tons of appreciation to them, and I think it's really, really cool what they do. To me, a speedrunner is like 1,000 times better than any QA because they really break the game, they break the engine, they find amazing things that are really cool for me, both as a developer and as a designer, to see them do those things and think about the possibilities that I would have never thought of. So that's wonderful. So speedrunning and the Ori devs. So Ori finally came out. I'm just going to call it Ori instead of Ori and the Blind Forest. So Ori finally came out, and I immediately leapt on the speedrunners. I have a couple of speedrunner friends and wanted to see how they'll manage with the game, and they did, and obviously they found a lot of stuff, and they started running the game, and there are currently runs. I think we almost broke 50 minutes, which is amazing. 51 minutes to finish that game is pretty cool, considering it's more or less a 10-hour game, but that's whatever. Let's not get into the specific times. So they started finding these things, these bugs, these glitches, these... Again, speedrunning is, you don't hack the game, but everything that is within the game, you're allowed to do that, everything that the developers missed, let's call it that. And it started being a state where I talk to the developers all the time. And I'm very active with the speedrunners as well, talking to everybody and seeing how they're doing and being on the channels, the IRC channels and the forum posts and the Skype groups and actually Twitch channels, Twitch streams, watching them play. So I'm on all of those things, and I'm also talking to the devs. And I kind of became the mediator, the middleman between the speedrunners and the devs. And the reason why it's sort of like doing PR for the game, in a way, and not getting paid for it, but I'm enjoying it, so it's fine, and it's not like it's a ton of work. The reason why this is important, what actually happened here, is that when the speedrunners find something that's clearly wrong with the game, it's clearly not something that was intended by the devs to be able to that you'll be able to do. The devs, the standard way of thinking, they want to fix that. They want to, put out a patch and fix that thing so that it won't be possible anymore. What it means, however, for the speedrunners, as an example, if there's a skip that, something we call a sequence break. So there's a sequence of events that are supposed to happen. It's a very simple concept. A sequence of events is supposed to happen. Let's say it's scripted, a sort of scripted thing. First he takes the thing, and then you chase him, and then you catch him. A sequence break is when you skip one of the steps, or some of the steps, or all of the steps. You skip something, you break the sequence, and that's how you save time. You're supposed to run the game as fast as you can. So when you find a sequence break, you kind of break the game. It's in the name, sequence break. Or when you find a skip that was really never intended, but you managed to do it. Or you find a glitch that allows you to go out of bounds, for example, and skip an entire area. Whatever it is that makes you break the game and finish it faster. And most of basically when you see something like that during development, you fix it so that it's not possible anymore. But there is the thin line, and there is the problem, and there's the interesting intersection that I find myself in between both of them. I understand the devs, I understand the runners, and what we have to do is find a middle ground. You don't fix everything instantly. What you should do, and this is what I found out, and this is what I want to tell you today about patching games. Once you put out a game, you put out a realm of possibilities. And being an interactive medium, even though you had a concept, you had a decision, you created something that has a path to it, that has meaning behind it. It is interactive. And because it's interactive, every player that will actually play it will do something different. Most of them will probably do something along the lines of what you planned, but some of them will break everything like speedrunners. And because those possibilities exist, even if you didn't mean for them to exist, that is part of what you created. That is part of the game and part of the experience. And the way that I see this, which is an opinion that has been forming over the last couple of weeks, as I see this as I am the mediator between the speedrunners, as this happening, and they find stuff and they think about stuff and everything here, the opinion that I formed is that you should never take away from the realm of possibilities that you created once you put out the game. Because that is the initial point. When this is what I put out. And I'm going to try and make it better, but I will never take from it. I will never take away possibilities. If you found a really insane thing that breaks the game entirely, then I will not take it away in order to fix it, but I will try and make whatever it is that you did actually work. And clearly this is a very thin line, and it has to be, every case needs to be looked at very specifically and decided what you should do. But the general way that you should be thinking about this, the general direction, is that you never want to take away from the realm of possibilities you created, because that would be I don't know how to say this. I don't have a really good word for this. That would be something bad. That would be like a sin. That would be like a slight to anyone who's actually took your game. Even people who don't know that that's a possibility, it'll be a slight to them. Because it was possible and now it isn't after the patch. And what really will happen in the case, think about what will actually happen if you fix something like that. Basically, if we're talking about those really specific sequence breaks or a big skip that the runners found, if you fix it, ruining runs basically, meaning that the route that's currently the best route in order to finish the game as fast as possible is not usable anymore, then what runners will actually do is not patch the game. They will not. They will stay on the edition, on the release. Or it doesn't have to be the release, on the patch, on the version of the game, that's the word I'm looking for, on the version of the game where that is possible, where you can complete the game the fastest. And that's really stupid for the devs to fix. That means that it's stupid for the devs to fix that, because the people that it matters to will not patch your game. And that's dumb, because you want to be able to support your game and patch it and move it forward and make it better. So always try and cater the best you can to anything that's possible once you put it out, even things you never predicted. If people find it before you do, if people find it before you do, then someone has used it and someone wants to use it. And today knowledge is shared very, very easily through the internet. If someone finds something weird or cool or glitchy, other people are going to know very quickly. And you don't take it out. That's what I think is the correct way. And yeah, the patch actually, talking about Ori, the patch hasn't actually come out yet, but they're working on it, and I was assured that there's a very good chance that I will be getting a good patch notes beforehand that I could tell everybody, and they won't really ruin anything that we found. We're in good contact. It's not like we're finding things and I'm not telling them anymore because I don't want them to fix it. We're telling them that they're aware of what we're finding, and they're trying to cater to it as best we can. So if we sequence break and the game looks broken, they won't fix the sequence break. I mean, you could still do it, but the game will look less broken. That's a way to cater to a sequence break, as an example. And that's wonderful and awesome, and it's really cool that they're making the things that they never thought possible, they're making it work within the context of the game. Probably not in the context of the story, but in the context of the game, the gameplay at least, I'd say. So yeah, that's probably the last time I'll talk about that. Hopefully this was interesting about patching games, I guess. And yeah, thank you so much for watching Why You Should, and I'll see you guys next time.